What's happening, party people? Welcome to Punch Porn Party. My name is Daniel, and this is a review of Llamaland. So Llamaland was a game that I picked up on our way out to Saskatoon from London, Ontario, and I finally got it played. One of our subscribers was asking, hey, I saw that you picked up Llamaland a while ago. Did you get the chance to play it? We picked it up. I've been playing with my kids. We're enjoying it. It motivated me to get this to the table, get it played a few times so I can tell you about Llamaland. So thank you for that push. I just needed that kind of motivation. Little backstory about Llamaland is that Phil Walker Harding is the designer. Really great board game designer. Designs really great family style games often. One of my favorite games of all time is a Phil Walker Harding game. That's Imhotep. He also designed Barenpark. And I'm sorry to say that I do not enjoy Barenpark. It was one of the games that I called before we moved. It's just not something that I gravitate towards. But I want to ask the question, is Llamaland better than Barenpark? So in Llamaland, there are 5 different types of polyomino pieces. They're all kind of fiber pieces. And there's different stacks of these unique types of pieces. And on your turn, you just select the top piece from a given stack of your choice, and then you place that piece onto your farm, essentially. So the tiles have different vegetables on them, or crops, I guess. There's cacao, there's potato, and there's corn, and then there's also little villages on these tiles. And basically, you can place a tile and expand your farm, so you just place it on the same level, and you kind of expand outward, or you can build on your farm, and you're going to build upwards. And when you cover icons with a tile, you're going to gain those resources. So if I cover 2 cacao, a potato, and a corn, I'm gonna get those resources. And why do I want resources? To feed llamas. There are 3 rows of llama cards. Each row corresponds to a different crop type, cacao, corn, or potato. And each llama requires 4 of that resource to be fed. You can also throw in 2 coins to make up for 1 lacking resource. So I could feed a corn llama 2 corn and 4 coin, and it just munches down on that yummy, yummy, yummy aluminum and corn and comes into my field. And the great thing about feeding a llama is that you get a llama and that you have to place on your farm somewhere on a clear kind of meadow space. And of course, what does that do? Well, now we have a game. Now we can't place a tile where a llama is. So there's already restrictions for how you place tiles. They can't be placed overhanging a ledge. They can't be directly on top of a shape that is the same as that tile. And then you can't even place them on top of a llama. But imagine a llama bouncing a farm on its head. Kind of awkward. So we got a really good game here. Lots of fun to be had. One of the things that bring this game up a notch is how the end game scoring works. So there's these scoring cards that are out of the center of the table, and during your turn, and only when you expand your territory, not when you build up, can you take one of your player tokens and place it on a scoring card. And basically what you're saying is, by the end of the game, I think that I can accomplish that particular goal. And the different goals are if you have 4 of the same type of llama, so maybe 4 corn llamas or 4 cacao llamas. Or maybe it's that you have 2 llamas of each type. Or maybe it's you have 5 coins left over at the end of the game. And there's also different scoring for where your llamas are on your board. And so, 2 llamas on level 4 spaces. So you have to build your terrain up to 4 and then make sure that you can put 2 llamas on meadow spaces all the way up there. So it gives you some really cool direction, really cool goals to shoot for. And you're kind of secure in what you're going for because you have the ability to kind of claim or bid on, like, I'm going to try and do this. So that's really cool. The other addition to the game that kind of spices things up is these villagers. So whenever you cover a village space, you get to take a villager card. And these villager cards, they, trade resources. So a cacao for a corn or a corn for a cacao. They allow you to, when you cover resources with a tile, that you collect an additional resource if you cover 2 or more of a same resource, this kind of thing. So they just make your actions better. And here's the thing that I'm questioning about this game though, party people. It's touted as a family game. And I wonder if it's not, you know, we shouldn't scribble that out a little bit or put an amendment. This game is fun. It has beautiful table presence. It really catches the eye, draws people in. Hard not to want to play this game. The main core action of placing a tile on top of symbols and then getting kind of a bumper crop of crops or resources is really cool. But the simple fact that you are expanding out and up and you are trying to accomplish these goals that require llamas to be on particular levels, as well as making room while you're doing that to put new tiles in such a way that you're making sure that you have things at the right level in other different areas, and also that you have the right resources on the same level to cover them, to get them, to use them to get llamas for points. There's just a lot to think about with a very simple move action, and it is brain burnery in the best way, but it kind of takes it out of the family category. And of course, it really depends on your family. So I do think this is a family game, but it does have this crunchiness or this sort of difficulty level that kind of makes it a little more than a family game. Because here's the other thing, the tiles, they're all the worst shapes from Tetris. You know, there's no single bar or there's no square. There's nothing that's just sort of easy to say, I'll just place this here. All of the tiles that you're trying to place are awkward and get in the way and don't make it easy to set up in the future. So it's definitely a puzzle and it makes it fun. Don't get me wrong, if you could just sort of plop down a bar and get a bunch of resources, would that be as fun? Probably not, but it definitely does make you work for it a little bit. But party people, at the end of the day, do I think Llamaland is better than Barenpark? I do. I do. I really like Llamaland. I'll tell you why I like it more than Barenpark. In Barenpark, you are taking these polyomino shapes and putting them into your bear park. And when you accomplish particular goals, you can take these kind of big exhibit pieces of particular types of bears and they have victory points on them, and then you place them into your sort of bear pen or whatever. But the victory points aren't separate from the pieces that you are placing, so you're sort of restricting yourself to get victory points, but the victory points that you're getting are directly tied to the kind of restriction that you're incurring. And I feel like that's lessened here in Llamaland. There's some restrictions that are happening here, but the points themselves are kept separate on these different cards, either the llama cards or the endgame scoring cards. And so it's almost like two separate things. What I'm doing here allows me to get these things over here, but these things over here, except for the llamas a little bit, don't directly affect what's happening on my player board. And so I really enjoy kind of that separation. And I also like the fact that you are, because you have a lot of flexibility with going out and up, in Barenpark you're restricted where you have to fill in a particular square in order to get the bear statues, which gets you a lot of victory points. And I'm just not great at kind of the spatial recognition stuff. And so I was always last to the bear statues, and it was just discouraging for me. So that's a personal issue, but here I can make up for it in different ways by just kind of doing the best I can with what I got on that turn, and then moving on and pivoting and trying something else and building out here and expanding up there. And it just works for me. Those are the reasons why I prefer Llamaland to Barenpark, but try it for yourself. Or if you've played Llamaland and Barenpark, tell me what you think. Which do you think is better? Are you liking Llamaland? I'm going to give Llamaland an 8. It's a solid family game for sure. A little thinkier, a little more brain burny, a little more restrictive than some families might enjoy. But I think this is one that's definitely worth checking out, and I'm going to be playing it for a while. So there we have it, party people. That's Llamaland. Thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you so much for subscribing to this channel. If you are not subscribed to this channel, please hit that subscription bell and tune in to more of my videos. So let me know if you're curious about a particular game that I should check out. And until next time, party people, have the best day.